Northern New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Carolyn Azak. Thank you for watching your news at noon. Now, we've heard from viewers about hazy skies, especially in Bristol County, Mass. And right now, as Skylar is about to explain, you may be seeing smoke or haze from wildfires in Canada today. Rhode Island DEM says a significant smoke plume arrived in our area around 10:30 this morning. And this is related to what you see on your screen. It's uncontrolled wildfires in Nova Scotia, and there is a risk of unhealthy air quality today in Rhode Island, the DEM says. Now, it's recommended people at risk for exposure stay indoors. Let's just take a look outside and just see how it's looking here this afternoon. You can just see the haze right out there, Skylar.
Yeah, it is. That's a pretty impressive
I
smoke
can't even
plume.
believe the footage that we just saw.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, that's pretty close to us. So typically these wildfires are coming in from the west. But
Okay.
this one in Nova Scotia, that one's a lot closer to home. And so now it's just catching a ride on into our area. So let's take a look at how that is setting up. So wildfires up here in Nova Scotia, and that's just working its way in from in from the east, and that's moving on into our area. So this, I backed it up a couple hours. So yes, it's starting to really get intense along most of our area right now. And this is going to be with us for the entire day today. So just expect this to be around. This is just one plume, so this one should go ahead and move on out this evening, and we should be better from this. But we'll probably see some more smoke plumes like this coming up in the future, just because, like I said, this was just one plume moving through the area. Providence is 63 degrees right now. Winds are out of the east-southeast at about 8 miles an hour. So those temperatures right now, we are trying to warm up. Some of that smoke, that hazy sky is just really kind of filtering out the sun right now. So we're seeing some of those upper 60s around the area, upper 60s, 68 in Norwood, and then we have 63 in Providence, 66 in Smithfield right now. So today, sunny, hazy around the area. We have a cooler Cape area, and we'll get warmer as we head further inland. And those winds, we're mostly staying out of the east-northeast, and it's 5 to about 15 miles an hour. But I'm going to have more details in your forecast coming up here in just a moment.
All right, Skylar, thank you. We'll check in with you in just a bit. And now to an ABC6 News update.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist, Skylar Spindler.
Well, it's looking pretty hazy outside. We see that smoke plumes just moving across Providence right now. So the heaviest is really starting to move into the area. So what's happening here is we're having those wildfires that are in Nova Scotia, and that's working its way into our area. So as it's moving in here, we're getting one of the heaviest smoke plumes moving in the area right now. So this will be moving across here for the next couple hours. Now, by the evening hours, say after 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, this plume should move on out of the area. So typically these move from west to east, but we do get a lot of easterly onshore breezes, and that's what we have today. So that's why we have that smoke that's moving into our air and to our area today. So here's a look at those current temperatures around the area. A lot of us just sitting in those low to mid 60s. We're looking at 68 in Norwood. It is 66 in Smithfield, 62 in Westerly. A little bit hard for us to warm up. It's sunny outside, but with that haze across the sky, it's acting as a filter. So we're not warming up exactly how we should be right now. So here's a look at what we're expecting around 2 o'clock today. So we should warm up a couple extra degrees by the time we get into the 3, 4 o'clock hour. But we're going to keep the Cape area a little bit cooler. Heading into 8 o'clock tonight, we'll be in those upper 50s around the area. So you might need a little light jacket as you head into the evening hours. So we'll keep the Cape and the coastline a little bit cooler today, and those winds shifting now out of the east-southeast about 5 to 15 miles an hour, and that's moving that into our area. So hazy skies for much of the day today. So while we're on this, we're on a bit of a dry trend right now. So we're going to be very sunny throughout the week. We're going to have a lot of dry weather. So should you take care of the lawn? Should you water it? Yeah, definitely, because we're going to stay dry. Saturday, we do have some isolated rain that's going to move into the area. but we're not going to get that much out of it. So again, it's going to be very isolated. We're warming up on this warming trend, 80 degrees on Wednesday. Moving into Thursday, mid 80s, and moving into those upper 80s by Friday. We have a cold front that moves through in the overnight hours, and then that's going to dip our temperatures down for Saturday, giving us those upper 60s and a chance for a couple isolated showers moving through the area. But when I tell you it's not a lot of rain, I'm going to tell you it's not very much to get excited about. So you probably should water the lawn, or you should go help your mom and water her lawn.
I really love the lawn forecast, because I've been driving around and just seeing everyone's lawn. It's not looking good out there. People need to water their lawns.
Yeah, just a little bit. And do it in the evening hours when the sun goes down. Obviously today it's a little hazy, but as long as when the sun goes down a little bit, then you'll conserve a little bit of the water and you can kind of get the ground wet and, you know, help your grass a little bit, help the trees, the plants.
Grass is not looking good. Looking very depressing out there, so please water your lawns. I'm like, oh my goodness, all right. Well, still to come on ABC 6 News at noon, meet a young bunny who goes by the name that Harry Potter fans will love. Pick of the litter is up next.
Well, we're looking at that wildfire smoke that's moving in from Nova Scotia. So look how close we are. We're about 400 nautical miles from here to there. So we're going to see some heavy plumes moving through. Well, this is just one plume moving through right now, because we do have that east-southeast wind moving it right into our direction. So it should be moving out later on this evening. So after, say, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, that should be exiting out of the area. So we should see some sunshine for tomorrow. But here's a look at those temperatures warming up as we head into this warming trend Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, upper 80s. But then we do have that cold front moving through overnight Friday night into Saturday morning, which will dip those temperatures down a bit and bring us maybe some isolated showers on Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Skylar. Thanks for making ABC 6 News at noon a part of your day. The news continues first at 4, and for news and weather anytime, abc6.com is always on. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Watch ABC 6 News first at 4 immediately after Hot Bench.
As soon as I called the Tower Law Firm, I had instant peace of mind. They were amazing.
You know, we're going to start to warm up quickly today, so it is a bit of a chilly start outside. So you might need just a little light jacket, and then you'll just be able to ditch it as you get into about the 10 a.m. hour. But by today, we're going to see those sunny skies. It is going to be a little bit hazy because we have that wildfire smoke moving in from Nova Scotia, and then we have this east onshore wind, and that helps keep the coastline a little bit cooler, and that also helps bring in that smoke that's going to blanket the area today. Providence looking at 45 degrees, winds right out of the north-northeast at about 5 miles an hour. Temperatures this morning as you're waking up, like we said, a little bit cool in some areas. We're looking at those upper 30s from Norwood all the way down to Martha's Vineyard. But if you look out on the Cape, Hyannis sitting at 43 degrees, Plymouth at 43, Boston's a little bit warmer, 51 degrees. So not too bad as you get up this morning. Like I said, we do start to warm up quickly. So what we can expect for today, again, more high pressure sitting in place. That's going to keep that sunshine around. And so, but again, we'll still have those hazy skies, a bit of a cooler Cape area. And you can see those temperatures warm as you head much further inland away from the coast. And that's just because we have that onshore breeze moving in out of the east northeast. So what we're looking at for the rest of the week, we've got a ridging high pressure setup in our jet stream that's going to be moving into our way. That's going to get those temperatures to climb up and get a little bit warmer as we head towards the mid and end of the week. Even behind it, temperatures still aren't bad. So we do have a cold front that'll move through, and that's what we're seeing way back here. So that'll dip down into our area by the weekend. But other than that, our week is looking beautiful. I'm going to have more details on your forecast in just a moment.
Skylar, thank you. We'll see you in just a bit. Our top story this hour at 6:02. A woman was found dead in a Fall River car wash Monday after being shot. And now this morning, the suspect in the your forecast on the 6.
Yeah, Yeah, the skies are looking a little vivid right now. So on that tower cam shot, you can see it looks very bright with the haze that's sitting around. So that's why we're seeing that really big red glow on the sun this morning. All right, as you're waking up, it's a little cool in some areas. We're in those upper 30s between Norwood down even to Martha's Vineyard, but some 40s in most of the area. 52 in Chatham, 45 in Providence. It's 50 in Block Island. Newport's coming in at 47 degrees with those winds out of the northeast at about 5 miles an hour. So here's that view outside that we're talking about. You can see this glow over here where the sun's coming up. So we start to have some of this wildfire smoke that's moving into the area. And so we have these wildfires that are in Nova Scotia. So they were coming out of the west. Now they're moving in from the east. So we're going to be expecting those hazy skies through the morning and especially by lunchtime. So after about 9-10 a.m., it really starts to move into the area through lunchtime, mid-afternoon. But by the time we get into the evening hours, this does start to move more north and west of us. So expect those vivid sunrises and sunsets today. Sunny and hazy. Cape will be a little bit cooler. As you move inland, we'll be warming up, trending warmer in those 70s. We'll keep the winds pretty light and breezy, east and northeast, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. I'm going to have your full forecast coming up here on the 6th.
All right.
Skylar Spindler.
Taking a view outside, and we're seeing some blue skies off to the west, but on the east a little bit different because we have a little bit of wildfire smoke starting to move in. So we're getting a bit of the glow, but we'll start to see those red fiery sunsets as we get into the evening tonight. So our setup, we do have this high pressure system still in place, so we haven't seen any clouds in the sky over the last 4 days. So it's been absolutely beautiful across New England. And that trend is going to continue as we head into the week. So we have some building high pressure that's going to start to help those temperatures climb as we head into the midweek. So temperatures right now as you're waking up, you'll need a jacket if you're heading out the door. Some of us are sitting in those upper 30s. So from Norwood to New Bedford, upper 30s, even down into Martha's Vineyard. But 52 in Chatham, 45 in Providence, 42 in Smithfield, 44 in Westerly this morning. So as we get into the morning hours, we get into those 60s very quickly. By the time we get into the mid-afternoon, you'll see some of these 70s, especially heading further west and inland. But along the shore, the Cape area, you'll stay in those 60s for today. And then by the time we get into the overnight, we do cool down a bit, and then we'll be dipping up as we head into the, dipping down in the overnight and then warming up more so tomorrow. So marine forecast, if you're heading out to do a little boating today or maybe some fishing, the next low tide doesn't come in until 10:21 a.m. High tide will be at 5 p.m. and those swells are about 2 to 3 feet. The water temperature is 59 degrees. So for today, we can expect sunny skies with that haze lingering over the area. We're going to get the Cape area a little bit cooler because we have that east-northeast wind moving onshore. So it'll be a little light and breezy, 5 to 15 miles an hour, warming as you head inland. So here's a look at that wildfire smoke from Nova Scotia. So again, it's moving in. So usually this is moving in from the west, but now we have the wildfire smoke to the east of us. So with that onshore wind moving in, so we can really expect those skies to get very hazy after about 10 a.m. and that's just going to start to move. So this little band here, you'll see after lunchtime into the mid-afternoon, we'll have some really hazy skies, but then that will move further off to the west. So shouldn't be too bad, but we're on this dry trend heading into the week. So the lawn might be suffering a bit. We haven't picked up any rain since that last rain event. And we don't really plan on seeing really any as we start to head forward. We might catch some sprinkles and some showers as we head into Saturday, but the lawns could be suffering. So as we head into tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, should you water it? Yes, you should. So if you're worried about the grass outside, yeah, you might want to give it a little bit of water to keep it from getting too dried out. Because by the time we get into Saturday, we have an overnight cold front that moves through Friday night into Saturday morning, and that's just going to bring some pop-up scattered sparse showers through the area. You can kind of see not really anyone gets a whole lot out of this. So like I said, it's going to be very isolated throughout the day. So warming trend on the way. We'll be in those mid to upper 80s by the time we head into Thursday and Friday. Cold front moves through, dipping our temperatures down a bit into those upper 60s. And then moving into Sunday, we start to rebound into the 70s.
All right, Skylar, thank you. We'll check back in. Good Morning Providence continues with a focus on your health. There is growing evidence that building muscle strength is beneficial. Great work, Dan. Here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler with your forecast on the 6th.
Well, if you are headed off to the bus stop, 51 degrees. We do warm up very quickly this morning. Heading home today, we'll be in those upper 60s, low 70s around the area. Sunny skies, but it'll be hazy throughout the day. We'll be cooler along the Cape area, but heading further inland, warming up as we get away from that onshore wind. Well, those will be out of the east-northeast, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Those hazy skies will be from those wildfires in Nova Scotia moving into the area. So expect this little band to really start to move in here this morning, and then by the time we get into the afternoon and evening hours, it really starts to push on out, but it should make for a bright sunset. So might want to catch some photos of that. We're on a warming trend as we head through the week. We'll be in those 80s Wednesday and Thursday, warming up to those upper 80s by Friday. Cold front moves through overnight Friday night into Saturday morning, bringing cooler temperatures for the weekend, and we could see some isolated showers on Saturday.
Beautiful 7-day. Thank you, Skylar. It's 6:27. Still to come on Good Morning Providence. We are learning new details in a fatal Memorial Day
Morning. Well, it's a little bit of a cool start outside, 45 degrees in Providence. Winds are out of the northeast at about 5 miles an hour. Those temperatures, if you're getting ready to head out the door, maybe you're just waking up, we got some 30s in Norwood into New Bedford, even into Martha's Vineyard, but we do warm up quickly this morning. Even seeing some warmer temperatures along the Cape, 52 in Chatham, 43 in Hyannis. So you can see 51 up in Boston, 44 down in Westerly. So a little bit all over the map this morning. So what we're expecting for today is sunny skies, but it will be hazy throughout the day. And we do have that east onshore wind. So that's going to be bringing in that smoke from those smoke fires out in Nova Scotia. So the setup for the rest of our week, we have a high pressure system in place. We're going to have this ridging high pressure to the west of us, and that's going to allow those temperatures to rise as we get into our week. So what we can expect for today is those sunny, hazy skies, cooler along the Cape area, but warmer as you head further inland, and those winds will be breezy out of the east-northeast, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So here's that setup as we start to move into our week. So this ridging high pressure here is going to help those temperatures get up into those mid 80s for us this week. And we're not even going to see any break from it till we head into the weekend. I'm going to have more details on that forecast in a moment.
Skylar, great. Thank you. We'll see you in a bit.
They're in store for us today. We're looking outside at Newport, 47 degrees. Winds are out of the northeast at about 5 miles an hour. And here's some of those temperatures this morning as you're waking up. So we do have some 30s right here through this stretch. So Norwood down to Martha's Vineyard, upper 30s right now. But on the other side of that, 51 in Boston, 52 in Chatham, 43 in Hyannis. So not too bad this morning as we're waking up. We'll warm up very quickly. But right now, as we look outside, you got a bit of a glow right here. That's a little bit of that haze from those wildfire smoke moving into the area. Still blue skies off to the west right now, but not so long, because as this onshore wind moves into the area, you can kind of see how by after about 10 a.m. this morning to about lunchtime, it really starts to get a little bit smokier and hazier outside. So that'll push on inward and move inside, like say towards the west and north by the time we get into the afternoon and evening. So expect that hazy skies to be sticking around with us for much of the day today. We'll see cooler temperatures along the Cape and along the coastline, warming as we head further inland. And again, like I said, that onshore breeze out of the east northeast. So if you are one of the lucky few that took the week off and you're heading out to the coast, or you're at the coast right now, here's what we're looking at for the rest of the week. Wednesday, you're going to be in the upper 60s, warming up on Thursday into those mid 70s, and same for Friday, mid 70s. Water temperatures about 56 to 59 degrees, depending on where you're at along our area. And I'm going to have more details on your full 7-day forecast coming up here in just a moment.
All right, Skylar, thank you. At 6:30. Wednesday, August 2nd.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist, Skylar Spindler.
Well, Well, temperatures are a little cool this morning as we're waking up. We've got some 30s popping up on the map. It's 38 in Norwood. We have those upper 30s all the way down to New Bedford, even Martha's Vineyard. But a little warmer out on the Cape, 45 in Falmouth, 43 in Hyannis, 52 in Chatham. If you're heading up to Boston this morning, it's 51 right now. And we do warm up very quickly this morning, so we'll be in the 60s here by 9-10 a.m. But as we look outside, we've got some blue skies off to the west. You can kind of see it off here a little bit. But now we have a little bit of this haze starting to move into our area, and that's just because we have that wildfire smoke from Nova Scotia, and we have this east onshore breeze moving in, and that's going to have these increasing smoke and haze in the atmosphere as we get into our entire day today. So expect that to be lingering around for much of the day into the evening hours. So as we look at those temperatures, we do warm up very quickly this morning. So like I said, 10 a.m. we'll be in the 60s, and then by the time we start to warm up into the afternoon, we'll see those upper 60s and 70s around the area. But we'll keep the Cape area and the coastline just slightly cooler. You'll stay in the 60s for today. So expect those hazy, sunny conditions today, but cooler Cape. Moving further inland, you do warm up, and we'll keep that onshore breeze about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So that jet stream pattern that's heading into our area, we have this ridging area of high pressure, and that's going to allow those temperatures to climb up as we head into the rest of the week. So expect those upper 80s by the time we get into towards the weekend. But the lawns might be suffering. So we haven't had a lot of rain since the last measurable rain event, and we're looking at pretty dry lawns. So if you're concerned about it, you might want to water it, because our next shot at some isolated showers comes in Saturday, but even at that, we're still pretty dry. So you might want to just go ahead and get on that before it kills the grass out. So here's a look at the future tracker. So we have a cold front that moves through Friday night into Saturday morning. That's going to bring some shower activity, but again, it's going to be isolated. It's going to be sparse through the area. So don't expect a whole lot out of this. Just expect it to be some scattered light showers. So here's that warming trend I'm talking about. We'll be in the 80s by Wednesday, mid to upper 80s into Friday. Cold front moves through overnight, cooling us down a bit, upper 60s by Saturday, but then starting to warm back up on Sunday.
That's 7 days making me smile. Thank you, Skylar. An 11-year-old Mississippi boy, he's now speaking out about the moment he was shot in the chest by police in his home in an ABC new exclusive interview. ABC's DeMarco Morgan has the latest in today's GMA First Look. Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. I'm Tara Lenizak. It's 5:30. Here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler with a check of that forecast.
Well, good morning. We're going to have some sunny skies today, but it's going to be a bit hazy as we get into the early morning hours and as we start to move through the day. We do have this east onshore wind that's bringing in some of that wildfire smoke from Nova Scotia, so that's going to be covering our skies today. So we can look outside right now. Providence is 44 degrees, winds are out of the north-northeast at about 7 miles an hour, and we're starting to see a little bit of that haze move into the area, so it'll start to increase as we get into the latter morning hours. So temperatures right now, we got a little stretch of those 30s as we move from Norwood all the way down even into Martha's Vineyard, but a lot of us just sitting in the 40s this morning. Chatham sitting at 50 degrees this morning. So those winds mostly pretty calm. So we're looking at up to about 7 miles an hour out of the north, but most of the day we're going to have that east onshore wind. So for the day ahead, we're going to start to warm up. We do still have these high pressure systems in place, so we've been sandwiched between them. So we're really not going to have a lot of clouds other than just that layer of haze that's moving into the area. So it's going to be closer to the surface this time than what we've noticed before in the last week or so. So for today, we're going to see those temperatures warming up, especially as you head further inland. We'll keep those winds mostly east-northeast, and they'll be fairly light and breezy, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. The Cape area will be a little bit cooler today, but I'm going to have more details on your forecast in just a moment.
All right, Skylar, we'll see you in just a bit at 5:31. Half of your forecast on the 6th.
Well, we're looking outside and the sun is starting to come up, and we're going to have some haze moving in later on today. Here's a look at those temperatures this morning. 44 in Providence, 42 in Smithfield. Got a little stretch of some 30s right here from New Bedford up to Norwood, and those about 37 degrees. But looking out on the Cape, 50 degrees in Chatham, so a bit of a difference around the area. Newport's 46 degrees this morning. Winds are out of the east-northeast at about 6 miles an hour. So our big setup heading into today and tomorrow. High pressure system still controlling our air and what we're seeing in the skies. It's keeping everything to the south of us, and we've got another high pressure system behind it. That means we're going to have some more building of those temperatures. So we're going to start to see some warmer temperatures as we head into the rest of the week. But for today, we do have some wildfire smoke that's going to be coming in from Nova Scotia. And just because we have that east wind moving in through that onshore, we'll see some of those hazy skies through today. So expect this band to be the heaviest after lunchtime and into our afternoon hours. So, you know, if you want to take a nice photo this afternoon, you might catch some fiery sunsets with that haze moving across the sky. But I have more details on your forecast coming up here in just a moment.
Skylar Spindler.
Well, we're heading into a warming trend, so we're going to start to see those temperatures climbing back up. But right now we're looking outside, and it's a little bit hazy as we look out across the area. Right now the temperatures are a little cooler, so we're seeing some 40s, even some of those upper 30s between New Bedford to Norwood. Looking out along the Cape area, 43 in Hyannis, 50 in Chatham, but a lot of 40s throughout the area this morning as you're waking up. We do warm up quickly. We do have this high pressure system in place, and we've been sandwiched in between these all weekend, and now we're starting off the week like this. So now we're heading into this dry period, this dry stretch, and we're going to be warming up as we head into especially tomorrow and into Thursday. So moving into the future cast, really, there's not going to be any clouds in the area. We're just going to see a little bit of haze throughout the day. You can see some of these temperatures warming up today. We have a bit of that easterly wind moving in onshore. So what that's doing is it's keeping the coastline area a little bit cooler. But as you head further away and more inland, you're going to warm up today. A lot of sunshine throughout the day. And then as we head into the evening, we're going to be down into those 50s in the overnight. So today what we can expect is sunny but hazy skies throughout the area. The Cape area will be a little bit cooler, and as well anywhere east. And then as you move inland, it gets a little bit warmer. We'll keep those winds a little breezy and light today, 5 to 15 miles an hour. So here's what's going on. This is what's causing our hazy skies, as we do have this fire out in Nova Scotia. And because the winds are moving in from the east, that's bringing it right into our area. So some of our areas will really start to see that haze at about 10 o'clock this morning. So it's going to be already moving in, and then it gets a lot more hazier as we start to head into about the afternoon hours. So this little band right here is pretty small, and you can see that easterly wind starts to push it away. So much of our day today we'll see those hazy skies. So you'll see some fiery sunsets, and some of you maybe closer to the Cape area, you'll see some of those fiery sunrises this morning. So here's a look at our marine forecast in Newport. The next low tide is going to be coming in at 10:21 a.m. High tide, we just missed the 4:30 a.m. one, so the next one will be at 5 p.m. Those swells are 2 to 3 feet, and that water temperature is still setting at 59 degrees. So models have changed just a bit. So Friday now we're not looking like we're going to be getting any showers in the area. The next round of rain starts to move in on Saturday. And that's even going to be very isolated and sparse. So we're really not going to see much rain out of this, because this is actually going to be very isolated and very patchy around the area. So even through Saturday afternoon, yeah, we might catch some rain, but it's not going to be a whole lot. So we're going to be on this dry period as we head into the 7-day forecast. And you can see these temperatures warming as well. So 80 degrees by tomorrow. Warming up to those mid 80s by the time we get into Thursday and Friday. We do have a bit of a cold front that moves through overnight Friday night into Saturday morning, and that's going to bring us some of that rain. So we'll finally see a little bit, but again, like I said, it's going to be isolated showers moving through the area on Saturday. We'll be a little bit cooler because we'll have some of that cloud coverage, but then we start warming right on up on Sunday and into Monday.
All right, Skylar, thank you. At 5:19, Good Morning Providence with a focus on your health. Now, there is growing evidence that building muscle strength is beneficial for your heart.
We're looking across Providence right now, and we have a little bit of a red glow in the sky, and that's just because we're starting to get some of that wildfire smoke from Nova Scotia moving into our area. So today could be those picture-worthy days as we move into these sunrises and sunsets, as we have this nice glow, though that surface smoke will be just a little bit closer to us as it's moving in from the east. But the big picture setup is that we have these high pressure systems in place, and that's really keeping us with those sunny skies. So what you're going to see today is the haze covering the sky, but not from clouds, from the smoke. So this will be with us for much of the week because we're going to start to warm up and trending upward in those temperatures. Right now this morning as you're waking up, we're looking at some of these 30s along Norwood to New Bedford down into Martha's Vineyard. But over on the Cape, we're looking at 50 degrees in Chatham, 49 in Boston, and then moving further towards the west, we're looking at 44 in Westerly this morning. So as we start to head into the day, we'll be in the 60s very quickly. So we'll see those 60-degree temperatures by 10 a.m. Pretty much all of us will be in those 60s by 10, but then by the time we get into the afternoon, again, we have that east and onshore wind that'll keep the Cape and the coastline areas just slightly cooler, but moving further inland as you get away from that coastal breeze and that cold air moving across the water, you're going to warm up inland, so we'll see some 70s around the area. As we head into the evening hours tonight, back into the 50s, so overnight we'll be between the 40s and 50s, but for today, it'll be sunny and hazy. We'll keep that Cape area a little bit cooler, and you'll see a little bit of a temperature range with the area, again, meaning we're going to be warming up as we head further inland. Winds will be out of the east and northeast, and they'll be fairly light today. So here's a look at that wildfire smoke that's going to be moving into the area this morning. So we can start to see it, this little band here moving into our area by 10 a.m. So we're already starting to see that flutter in right now, and then we do have just a little bit stronger area of the smoke that'll move across the area by lunchtime and a little bit after, and then this is going to move more towards the west. So we'll expect to see some of those hazy skies. We'll get some of those fiery sunsets today, and if you happen to catch some of those photos, definitely submit them to us on our website. So if you look at the tide forecast in Newport, we are looking at low tides coming in at 10:21 a.m. High tide will be at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Those swells coming in at 2 to 3 feet, and the water temperature is 59 degrees. So we're going to be dry all week. Warming temperatures will be trending upward. It'll be pretty nice until we get into the weekend. Now it's shifted a bit. We're not even looking at seeing any isolated showers until we get into Saturday. That's because we have a cold front that's going to move through in the overnight. But for the setup for the week, we start to warm up tomorrow. We'll see 80 degrees, mid 80s by Thursday. Trending warmer with that ridge of high pressure moving in by Friday. Now Friday night, overnight into Saturday morning, we do have a front that's going to move through. That's going to dip those temperatures down to those upper 60s. That's going to bring us some of those isolated scattered showers. Again, not a whole lot. So the takeaway here is that we're drying up, we're warming up. So if you need to water the lawn, you might want to do it because some of us may not even see any showers on Saturday. And then after that, we're back on another dry stretch.
What's your pick of the week? What's Skylar's pick of the week?
Oh, I'm going to have to go Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, warming up pretty nice. So, if you could maybe take a day off, like towards the end of the week. It'll be actually even Friday's going to be nice because the cold front moves through overnight. So maybe Friday's a good day to work from home.
2 picks of the week for Skylar.
yeah. So it might be a good day to work from home.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
maybe use Friday as that day and enjoy some sunshine.
Work outside, bring your laptop out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
It's a great time to be doing that. So it'll be nice. But so that's what I got for you.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Skylar. 5:51, taking a look at entertainment news now. The Little Mermaid making a splash in its debut. If